So if you or a loved one has a food allergy or an intolerance, you need to pay attention to this next story. The FDA is temporarily allowing packaged food manufacturers to substitute ingredients without changing their labels, meaning you might not know exactly what's in the food product. And this could spell big trouble if you have an allergy to one of the substitute ingredients. Consumer Reports explains why it's happening and how you can make safer choices when you shop. Here's today's On Your Side. At 2 months old, Christina Nolan's son Michael was diagnosed with a milk soy protein intolerance.
He would be vomiting or there would be diarrhea. He would have a rash, like a horrible rash on his face.
Michael is now 6 years old, and Christina continues to pay close attention to the ingredient and nutrition labels on the food she buys. But what happens if those labels aren't accurate?
That is huge. That could cause so many problems.
That scenario is now a potential reality. In order to avoid food supply chain disruptions due to the pandemic, the FDA announced in May that it has temporarily relaxed food labeling guidelines. This will allow certain ingredients to be substituted, but the label stays the same.
Well, there's real confusion about this temporary policy. Right after the announcement, parents and individuals and many consumer advocacy groups launched a petition and sent letters and posted comments to the FDA demanding more transparency about the food labels.
The FDA states that none of the ingredients being substituted into a food can be one of the top 8 food allergens without disclosing it to consumers. But beyond those 8, the guidance is more vague.
For other foods that are known to cause allergies, the FDA says that manufacturers should avoid using them as substitutes. But saying should leaves it up to the manufacturer to decide what's safe to substitute. And there are many people with allergies or sensitivities to rare ingredients that the manufacturers might not know to consider.
Christina says the relaxed guidelines unnecessarily put people like her son at an increased risk.
They're definitely not putting the consumer first.
If you or a family member has a food intolerance or allergy and you're worried about eating something, call the manufacturer and confirm that everything on the label is accurate. And because the FDA has not set an end date for these temporary rules, CR says consumers should be diligent about following up with manufacturers in the coming months so that it doesn't become something more permanent. It's also worth noting that no companies have utilized this temporary policy.